Hi everyone, I wanted to make a quick video talking about some feedback from the debrief. I know things were kind of rushed and part of that's on me, part of that is the class was kind of short, but I'm glad you guys got the ability to be exposed to that before the final. So a couple of things that I want to go over that Chrissy, Becca, and myself kind of talked about that we noticed while you guys were doing these evaluations and simulations this time around. One was the ability to be confident. So a lot of you said a lot of great things while you were in there, but it can sometimes be a matter of how you say those things and how those are projected and presented. So that's something I want everyone to be aware of. You have kind of the first run through, so you got that uncomfortable feeling out of kind of under your belt. Move forward, be confident when you're in that room. If you say a wrong answer, you're in the right environment to make those mistakes, okay? Two things that kind of fall hand in hand is to keep the patient in the loop, but also while you're doing that, be empathetic to what they're going through, but also sympathetic to the condition or whatever may be going on while you're performing the evaluation. I think this can be sometimes crazy hard when you are in a group doing an evaluation because you want to kind of discuss and bounce ideas off each other. So since you will be doing these evaluations in the final by yourself, I think this will be a little bit easier, but reminder, show compassion to your patient also and make sure that they feel comfortable, okay? Speak directly to the patient. Again, same thing. We have a tendency to want to bounce ideas off of each other. Just make sure that you're talking directly to them. So one thing that we noticed kind of across the board was some people forgot some very simple things that we know you guys know. It didn't worry any of us at all. We kind of more blamed it on new environment. Things are sometimes kind of uncomfortable. So for this evaluation you're going to be completing for the final, walk in the room and introduce yourself. Regardless of what the situation may be, you don't know that simulator or that patient, so make sure you don't forget kind of the easy and the easy points, we'll say, especially on your final as you approach this evaluation. So when you are speaking to your patient, ask if they have questions. Make sure that they feel informed and they feel like they understand what's going on. That's going to help, again, the compassion, but make them feel comfortable with you, comfortable to talk to you about whatever it is that's going on as well. One thing we were really impressed with, Becca, I don't know how many of you know Becca, but Becca is kind of in charge with the Sim Center. She was very, very impressed with your guys' level of professionalism. So this is something I would like to see again. Sometimes you would walk in the room and at first you didn't have your serious face on because you had to get used to the environment. I know the simulators can be kind of weird sometimes. So be professional in this. Have your serious face on as much as you can, okay? Break down medical terms. Make sure your patient knows what's going on and that you don't talk over their head. I think we all have this tendency from time to time. But it's something that we all have to work on, kind of breaking things down and how to communicate with our patient in a way that they will understand what we are trying to get across to them. Every question that you ask should have an answer from your patient. With that said, sometimes when you guys ask questions, I think you process it very quickly and then you move on very quickly. I want you guys to, when you're asking questions, to process it, but then think, is there anything else that I need to dig into that may help me tune into this condition or provide treatment evaluation as well? So overall, something that I want to just kind of get across as a barrier that sometimes happens to me, but I think as I'm planning these, but also can sometimes happen to students as they are going through them, is don't let the simulator be a barrier to you. So when you are completing these evaluations, if there's something that, like I know the cervical spine one was a little odd last week because you didn't feel super comfortable doing some of those tests on the simulators. If there's something that you feel uncomfortable performing on the simulator, don't let it be a barrier. So either demonstrate to us what you may do or show what you may do. Don't just not do it, especially when it comes to the final, okay? All right, so let me know if you guys have any questions before the final. I'm going to make a second video here shortly that is going to display some more details about the final. Okay? Good luck. Let me know if there's any questions.